My name is Carlos Rivera. I work for Red Bull KTM Racing, and I work for Cooper Webb. Okay, started in front of the bike. We'll run rental 5 bars. Cooper, I guess, has been running donuts since he was a mini rider. Of course, he runs Brembo brakes. We have carbon fiber protectors for the front of the pumps, both reservoir for the clutch and the brake. Mainly we have that because in the past we had some rocks that hit the tank and damage, so we protect that more for safety than anything else. The housing is made billet, basically to make it stronger, to make the bike any crash, anything to survive. So we make it a little more stronger than production. Yeah, they're pretty much stock. The levers they're billet, but they're stock ratio. Everything pretty much is made to be a little stronger. The levers stay pretty standard. Sometimes it lowers the levers a little more than most of the other riders, but they're a little bit more inside. The brake lever is a little bit shorter, that way for the same thing. Sometimes they lean in the corner, it's a hay bale. You want to keep the things a little bit better in that side. Basically the 52mm forks, they're actually been in KTM since 2010 and been the same fork. Of course, every year we improve. They make new parts, they make some new stuff on it. They integrate the lockdown device in the fork, so that way we don't have a ring in there. It's kind of clean future for it. Pretty much like I will call standard height. Hubs and spokes, and also DID rims. Actual low titanium made by MagTech. We are our spec that we request, made out of standard specification. The front cover, cover is made by Acerbis. The rotors are made by Motomaster. We run this production size. The Brembo caliper, bigger piston caliper for more power. The brake line stock. Radiators, they're production, just polished. They look making bling bling, looks nice. We run a little bit higher, 1.8 to 2, it depends. And actually this bike runs pretty cooler this year. They made this cap a few years ago, European style. They used the same cap, same gas tank like that, and we liked it. It was something kind of make the bike look strict. The tank size is same as production, everything is the same, it's just a cap, more like the look, and they liked it. Yeah, that's one actually Krapovi mix, a carbon skid plate. Is really good skid plate, unbelievable. It lasts long, and the way they wrap around the frame, and it actually works really good. The engine package for this bike is actually very close to production. Of course, this bike makes a lot of power stock. It's actually pretty close. Yeah, some better parts, some of the stuff that we test and making any different cans for different riders. Some riders like more aggressive engine, less aggressive. Compression actually pretty much stay like similar stock. Valve trim is pretty close to stock. Transmission is same ratio as stock. Is pretty much this engine is more stock than people believe it. That's one of the best things I can say. KTM outright all the guys, they're really good close with the mechanics, with Roger. Any problem or anything that we request or we ask them to do, they do, and it happens pretty quick. I mean, if we have a problem on Saturday, by next weekend we'll have a part. And other companies, they'll take months before that happens. So that's a very good, and I believe that's a lot of the key for the success that KTM has. That's the closed slave cylinder. It's basically same as production, use everything internal production. It's made out of billet. It's a little stronger, more durable, and works pretty good. Pretty much it's more for durability, and the chain goes around in that area, and a lot of rocks and little things dinged around, and it's a little stronger. Shifter is in the standard position, stock bolt, everything. We don't even use titanium bolt in there. We normally use steel. I prefer that in the shifter, full on production. Chain guys, chain slider, all that is production. Foot pegs are custom made for us from Nahilo. They're billet titaniums made out of one piece. The riders liked it. They have a good traction, I will say, for their boots. It sticks pretty good, and they really liked it a lot. For Anaheim 1, he's been using the production ones, and Anaheim 1 when it was a mud race, we decided to put this ones because it had better grip for the mud and the wet conditions, and he really liked it a lot, and he wanted to try it in a dry condition, and he actually stick with them. He preferred them. He said it feels a good feel on the bike, and also has a good grabbing onto the bike. So far we continue using it, and it's more a preference. Twin air filters, I mean, we've been using it since day one here, and it's been really good for us. It's actually a new version of the WP shock. It's more improved from the beginning. It's more compliant. It has a little bit better, less fading in the outdoors, pretty much. Supercross not, but outdoors, and it's actually really good. We have DID chains. We use the MX version, a little stronger, durable. We've been DID for a while, and it's been very good for us. And rental sprockets, the quality is really good. In the off season, we try a lot of gears, up, down. We try all different combinations. We find one that normally most of the riders sticks with it. Like back in the day in 2-strokes, I remember we used to change between practice gear to gear, but with the 4-stroke has quite a bit of torque, pretty strong engines. They kind of stick with the same gear, you know. Maybe for outdoors we'll change. Yeah, actually we got a little black cap to protect the axle. We run a unclosed nut on the other side. That way dirt doesn't go inside. And also in the past, if you have an open thread from the axle and you hit another bike or hit a rock, sometimes it dings the threads and it damages the threads, and to take the nut out sometimes it's almost impossible. We actually run a production nut that is capped to protect the axle on that side. Mean that the side is open, we have to close this side with a plug. That way dirt doesn't go in, keeps the threads and everything inside the axle cleaner. The bottom chain guide, Acerbis made it for us. That's the request of Roger. It's designed by Roger, just to protect more the sprocket, the chain alignment in the back. That way, and the deep ruts and everything, the chain stays in the center. Like I said, we run MotoMaster. Rotor thickness is same as production, diameter same as production. We got the Brembo rear caliper, bases on the production side, same pistons production. KTM brakes and Brembo brakes are very strong. Axle blocks are made in-house. Same thing comes out of Roger's ideas, how he likes them. He kind of has his input in that. Yeah, that's one of the best things that I will say. The bike Acerbis system is class 1. Every mechanic that will work in this system understand what I mean, because it's very easy to use. The quality is unreal. They're very quiet and also make really good power. Exactly the same as production. The only reason it doesn't have the window in the back. Actually, to be honest, Cooper is not a very hard in the clutch. So the clutch is pretty much close to the standard spec on the spring side. Of course, Hinson components. Brake pedals production. You can see even the tip is production. The brake snake is protect a lot of things. Make sure the pedal doesn't bend, but also protect anything to go behind there. Like if sometimes you hit a hay bale or you hit something, it's open and it goes behind. Back in the day, we had a couple with Ryan where he hit the shifter and it bent it completely back. Dunlop tires, basically the same thing. We off season, we do a lot of testing. We go one-on-one with Dunlop and test some tires with the bike. We go from there, you know, like Cooper seems to be like, he's kind of sticking up with the tires that he kind of likes. He doesn't change a lot. We just maybe change here and there and track if we need to, but for the most part, he sticks with the same tires. All our titanium is designed for us and it's made by Tech. We try to make some places stronger, others make it lighter. Of course, this bike is one of the lightest bikes in the 450 class. Very light production bike. The race bike, if you add some parts that are heavier than production, because we need to strengthen some parts for these riders. So we had to bring that weight down doing that stuff like titanium bolts, aluminum bolts. Yeah, pretty much it's a little protection. In the past we had rocks and stuff get stuck in there, crack the window. It's to protect for any DNF or any problems. The forks are pretty much it's the height and setup that we set the bike, rider's preference. Sometimes on one track we run line 3, line 4, line 2, it depends. I tell a lot of people this bike is very, very close to be a very stock bike. A lot of people look at me and say, no way, but it is. It's one of the things KTM ready to race type of deal. But these bikes, actually, most of the parts you can almost buy them. You can basically build this bike. And engine, of course, the frame, the chassis, AMA rules, you have to start from production, and it's basically the same as production. Our graphics are made by Decal Works. They do awesome job with us. We use MotorX oil, team sponsor for years, and their quality they have, and really, really good. We keep the seats pretty fresh. Normally we go few events with the seat. We try to break them in. Normally the brand new seat, they always get a little bit of the stiffness they don't like, but he's not so picky on the seat. The seat cover and Cooper is a little bit more aggressive than Marvin. The engines are actually very close. Actually, Marvin packaged a little bit less power than Cooper. They like some engines more power than the other. Like I said, it's a preference on the rider. Cooper and him can switch bikes and they can feel pretty close.